Hi Jonathan, so Andy Sandham here. So I'm just going to run you through as quickly as possible kind of where we are with the current project. So this is the actual level it should be working that doesn't work. So just running you through things one at a time. So the project name, I've just given it the date basically, and I'm going to put all of these into a folder for you, a Google folder. And I'll send you a link to it. So that's the project. So legacy documentation. This is from the student Ned that we've inherited the project from. That's no longer on the project, and we can't actually contact him to get any more details. So legacy. That's just getting the project onto a tablet, and this is the handover document that describes the next stages in the project if you're able to get it running or we're able to get it running. It's just I'll talk you through why it's not currently running. So and this is the links that I've given you, which I'll talk you through in a sec. Oh, just moved things. Okay, so I've just lost that folder. It's there. Okay. So obviously log these hours and we'll pay you for them. It's me and Warren. Warren Fern is actually the person who's running the AR project for his PhD. So I'm just trying to help out, but I'm not doing much good at the minute. Hence, I was hoping that you could help out. So hardware and software wise, it's Unity. It's Unreal 4.27.2, which I don't know whether that's causing any issues, because I don't know whether there was a 4.27 and the 0.2 bit is causing issues, but I doubt it. I'm running everything on a Lenovo Tab Pro 11. But it also runs fine on a phone. I've tested it on a phone. So the only thing that actually does run fine, this is the default legacy. Well, not legacy. This is the default template that Unreal gives you. So this runs fine. So all this is working. So I'm assuming all the SDK links, etc., are all fine. So I'll talk you through why it's not working. Let me just try and do this one at a time. I've just made a little list of notes up here. So also with Android Studio, I've deleted out it's got to be version 4.0 apparently, and I've deleted out CodeWorks because that apparently gives it issues. So I've also put the Unreal projects on the hard drive and shortened the name and tried to keep the directories as short as possible, because obviously Unreal doesn't like long directories, or if it's buried too deep in a directory structure, as I'm sure you know. But beyond that, and it's also 4.27.2, because it'd be great if I could migrate it over to Unreal 5, but as far as I know, but you probably know much better than me about this, that AR has a lot of issues with Unreal 5, but it would be great if we could eventually get it into 5, so that might be something we could do in the future if we ever get it working. So the SDK and NDK locations, let me have a look. So I've got it at 24 at the minute, so for both the maximum and target SDK versions. Everything's writable, obviously, and then the Android SDK. So these are the locations I've got, and this NDK seems to be the one that I've been told to use. And I mean, obviously it does work, because as I say, it works with the Android, the template and what have you. And Java, I changed the Java version. I had a later Java version, but in fact, I think it was 1.8.0.301, but I changed it back to 77 because, again, I had a feeling that might be one of the issues. I don't know, but this doesn't work either with the actual Ned project level. Anyway, so I've got this on 29, which is actually different, isn't it? Minimum target SDKs. Okay, so that should be fine. So yeah, that's just to show you everything is there. I'm not quite sure where I put these, both at 29, I think. But anyway, it hasn't made any difference when I've tested it with 24, 29, whatever. So let me just move on. So plugins wise, so I don't know, but this I've just found out actually looking through it this morning that this is enabled in some tutorials, and maybe you've mentioned this as well at one point or another, that this needs to be turned off sometimes for AR. But anyway, but this is on, so I don't know whether that's causing issues. The AR core, so AR core and AR core services are enabled, so that should just become activated with the project. So Ned's level, okay, so let me just run through as quickly as possible. So framework wise, image candidate, so this is all Ned stuff is in Ned stuff, the folder structure, but although he does seem to have some farm animal sounds up here, is for what things that spawn. So let me just turn the level off. So the actual image session, it's not, is it? It's the text images. So these are actually the AR images that spawn things. So, you know, obviously if you hold your tablet over one of these, it'll spawn something. So, and I've never actually got to this bit because I'll show you why in a minute. But so in fact, I might just actually start building from this level. So I'm just going to launch on the connected device so we can just see what errors it throws up, if it actually throws up any. Okay. So obviously, you know, you can't print these out directly, so you'll need to export them and then print them. So give me a shout if there's any issues with that. I mean, I've just basically you know, as I'm sure you know, I've just migrated them or exported them, found them, yeah, just export them as an image file and then printed them out. But none of this works anyway. So blueprints to spawn, this is, so it goes through stages. So what happens is you've got obviously, as you can see, you've got 5 stages. I think it's explained in the documentation there's actually only going to be 4 stages, but none of these work. But it starts with questions, and then it moves to videos, and then so it's going to be an in-class project where effectively primary students will kind of be holding the tablets up, and it'll progress through, as I say, it'll progress through spawning models through to spawning videos, and then finally I think it gives you a link to some questions. But anyway, I mean, even if I could get this to work, I'd be happy. Just, you know, so hopefully if you're able to kind of just work out maybe what's going on, but fingers crossed. So it is running now, and it's doing what it always does, is that I'm looking at the tablet next to me there, and actually it hasn't, usually it comes up with, I'm just going to see if I can, it's actually not even, usually it comes up with the requester where it says, do you want to allow the tablet to use images and photos, but it's not even doing that at the moment. It just goes straight to a black screen. So there's a few reasons which I would have assumed, so this is one of the issues that I'm pretty sure, obviously I don't really know what this is or how to fix it. So this is, it's not building an image database, don't know why. So that obviously would be probably be the first thing you might want to look at. Don't know. You know, you're much more experienced than I am with this stuff. There's a few yellows. Yeah, okay. Yeah, so don't worry about the green character video. I think we're missing that. I don't know. Yeah, that's just the usual stuff. But see if there's anything else. Yeah, I don't know what that is, but that always comes up. Again, yeah, you see, I'm not sure what that means, but that's probably not good. Quiet extension, eye gaze interaction. Okay. Yeah, well, we don't need first person, I don't think. Again, you may know more than me, but I mean, obviously, this, I've had this run without these red warnings before, so but it still doesn't work. But so I mean, that's probably obviously going to cause some major issues if it can't build a database. But not sure how to fix that. But I'll just run through the rest of it anyway. So So if we go back to the level, yeah, so if we could just get one of these spawning from one of these images, so you know the blue questions match with the blue I mean, it doesn't really matter which image you use, as long as you use one of these it should spawn something. Well, I'll probably go for yeah, you want to probably get stage 1, which will be the questions, so that it'll spawn an object. But anyway, so what happens is that the screen's just black. So one of the things that Ned's was doing is that they were using these tutorials, which I've included here. So all I've done is I've just opened that from the project folder I want to share with you. So he was using this tutorial as the main tutorial for well, for just getting the AR working basically. And so I've been through this in great detail, and I can get this tutorial working with different images and different models. It just doesn't work with Ned's images and models. And I haven't done this one, but this is what he started using after. This is the second tutorial he started using. But the differences are that what Ned's done is that if we look at the blueprint. So it's running a normal AR session there, but this is all copied pretty much exactly. Well, this is copied exactly out of the tutorial, so you might want to go through that first, have a look what's going on. But so what it does is it's effectively, I'm sure this is fairly common. I'm not sure because I'm not familiar with AR, but that it's just looking for a it's just looking for the model basically. So we're looking in the BP change actor class, which is then trying to find what to spawn. Is kind of what I'm assuming it's doing, setting the new position of it. So this is where it differs, because in the tutorial I think they're just spawning a simple static mesh, but I think here they're spawning an actor. So Ned's been spawning actors, and this is part of this this BP change actor blueprint is where it's finding the actor and then setting the child actor class, whatever, which I don't understand this part, but I can understand this part with regards to the fact you've got the AR candidate is obviously the image, and then it's choosing the actor, and so this variable is obviously being set at runtime or whatever. And this it's just, I'm assuming the default value is given it that then will be selected at runtime. So that should all work, but doesn't seem to. So there's obviously some issues in there somewhere. The other thing is that if we look at the world settings here for Ned's level, we've got the game mode, and we've got the AR Ned pawn, which are the default pawn class. And so I'll just quickly, if I can find the pawn. Hang on. Okay, so if I just open this, and I should just quickly point out that, oh, hello. So this is all in frameworks, because the framework folder is kind of where all the business end is happening, and this is basically just because he's copied the same structure as in that tutorial that I've given you the link to. Hopefully all of this is making some kind of sense. So just looking at the Ned pawn, which he's using here. So again, I think this is pretty much straightforward AR, an AR pawn. I don't know if he's adjusted it. Oh yeah, sorry. So this is the thing that he's got this a fade up, I think, which is to do with this transition. So I think he's fading up from black, and I think if we have a look at the viewport, he's got this screen block and this video playing, and all this stuff I think has come out of the second tutorial, which is this one. And I think the last information we got out of Ned was that this is only used on the green questions, or the green images. There's blue, red, green, whatever. There's a different set of questions and images depending on the color coding. So anyway, I mean, I've turned all these off. I've deleted these because I'm just assuming that when it doesn't start and it goes straight to black, that it's to do with these stupid things that are stuck in front of the camera. But none of that helps. It's just exactly the same. So I mean, in a nutshell, that's really kind of it. So I'll kind of obviously, just bill us for the time if you're going through this. I'm just looking through my notes to see if there's any more. No, so I mean that's really it. So if all we really need, Jonathan, is in the short term is to kind of get it working with these blueprints that should be spawning. That should just be spawning these objects in a very basic AR way. So I don't know where there's some sort of logjam. I mean, obviously one of the things that I'm sure you probably want to check is the red error message. But anyway, you may spot something that I've missed completely, maybe something obvious. But hopefully, if you get a chance to have a look, and then when we have a chat, maybe we can think of some new ideas, or maybe you'll spot something immediately because obviously you're more experienced with this than I am. Okay, thank you.